Welcome back to Healthier Daily. You know, for 21 years, I stood in the emergency room watching the same story play out over and over. I would see folks in their 60s and 70s who did everything right. They ate the salads, they chose the low-fat yogurt, they lived on oatmeal, and yet their arteries were still clogging up. Their hearts were still struggling.
It is a heartbreaking mystery, Ben. People feel like they are failing, but the truth is their healthy food just wasn't powerful enough to do the heavy cleaning. I spent years in a research lab in Japan trying to find the answer. We tested 83 different fruit seeds and spices. We added them to plain oatmeal and used live scans to watch how the blood actually moved through the arteries of real seniors.
And what you found changed everything. Out of those 83 foods, most of them didn't do a lick of good for the plaque. Some even made the inflammation worse, but there were 6 foods, just 6, that made the screen light up. When those 6 ingredients hit the system, the arteries didn't just sit there. They actually opened up. The blood started flowing freely like a garden hose being unkinked.
It was like watching a natural artery flush in real time. These 6 foods work by boosting something called nitric oxide. Think of it like a relaxing signal for your blood vessels. It tells them to widen and let the blood through while gently scrubbing away that sticky cholesterol that causes those scary blockages.
Today, we are showing you exactly what those 6 foods are. They are all natural, they are affordable, and you probably have at least 3 of them in your kitchen cabinet right now. We are talking about turning your morning bowl of oatmeal from a simple breakfast into a heart-saving miracle.
But you have to listen closely because the timing and the temperature are everything. If you add these to boiling hot water, you kill the medicine. We are going to show you the cool-down rule that keeps these ingredients alive so they can do their work.
We're starting with number 6, a tiny seed that most people eat the wrong way. If you don't grind this one fresh, it's like it was never there at all. We're talking about flax seeds, the plant-based powerhouses that can drop your blood pressure by 15 points without a single side effect.
And stay with us until we get to number 1. This is the heavyweight champion of the Heart Lab. In just 2 months, we saw it help reverse early plaque and restore blood flow by over 60%.
Before we show you the flaxseed secret, I want to ask, how do you usually dress up your oatmeal? Do you use brown sugar fruit or maybe just a splash of milk? Tell us in the comments. We want to see how the Healthier Daily family starts their morning. And if you're ready to clean those pipes, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's dive into our first heart saver. We are starting with number 6 freshly ground flax seeds. Now, Dr. Hinohara, I see bags of flaxseed meal in the grocery store all the time. People buy them, they put them in the pantry, and they think they're doing their heart a favor. But in your lab, you found that most of those store-bought bags are basically dead medicine, didn't you?
It was a shocking discovery, Ben. You see, the magic inside a flaxseed is the omega-3 oil. But that oil is very delicate. The moment you crack that hard outer shell, the air starts to rust the oil. By the time that pre-ground bag gets to your kitchen, the heart-saving power is almost gone. To get the results we saw in the scan where the blood pressure dropped by 15 points, you must grind them fresh right before you eat.
I tell my patients to keep a small coffee grinder right next to the oatmeal. Take 2 tablespoons of whole seeds, give them a quick 5-second buzz and stir them in. It's like a natural blood pressure pill. These seeds contain something called lignans. Think of them as tiny relaxation signals for your arteries. They tell the walls of your blood vessels to let go and widen, which takes the massive pressure off your heart.
But Ben, there is a temperature rule here. If you throw those fresh seeds into a pot of boiling oatmeal, the high heat will destroy those delicate omega-3s. We found the sweet spot is about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That's basically when the oatmeal is cool enough to eat without burning your tongue. Stir them in then, and you'll get 40% more nutrient absorption.
Now let's move to number 5, the golden artery repairman turmeric. Now most of us know turmeric from curry, but Dr. Hinohara, when you looked at the inner lining of the arteries, the endothelium, turmeric did something that most drugs can't do right.
It actually helped regenerate the lining, Ben. Think of the inside of your arteries like a non-stick frying pan. Over time, because of stress and high sugar, that non-stick coating gets scratched and damaged. That's where the cholesterol starts to stick and build up plaque. But curcumin, the active part of turmeric, acts like a repair kit. It helps smooth out those scratches so the plaque can't get a foothold.
But here is the catch-22. If you just sprinkle turmeric on your oats, your body's going to flush it out before it ever reaches your heart. It has very poor absorption. In our lab, we found that to make it work, you need the triple threat hack. You must combine 1 teaspoon of turmeric with a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and a teaspoon of a healthy fat like coconut oil or ghee.
That black pepper is the key. It contains a molecule that stops your liver from destroying the turmeric, increasing the absorption by a staggering 2,000%.
I tell my patients to make a golden paste in a small pan for 30 seconds first, then stir it into the oats. When you do that, you are sending a repair crew straight to the walls of your arteries. We saw a 65% lower risk of heart attack in patients who use this golden habit.
But we are just getting started. If turmeric is the repairman, our next ingredient is the micro scrub brush. We're talking about Ceylon cinnamon, and it's the secret to breaking down the protein glue that holds plaque together.
We're going to show you why the store-bought cinnamon might be hurting your liver and how to find the true cinnamon that actually cleans your pipes.
Before we reveal the scrub brush, I have to ask, do you already use turmeric or flax seeds in your kitchen? Tell us in the comments. We want to know if you've been using them the fresh way or the store-bought way.
All right, we are moving on to number 4, and I want everyone to listen very carefully because this involves a spice you probably have in your cabinet right now. Cinnamon, but Dr. Hinohara, we found out in the lab that not all cinnamon is created equal. In fact, the most common one found in American grocery stores might actually be doing more harm than good for a senior's liver, right?
That is a very important warning, Ben. Most of the cinnamon we see is called cassia cinnamon. It contains a high amount of a compound that can be tough on the liver. But for the heart, we want Ceylon cinnamon, often called true cinnamon. In our arterial scans, we saw that Ceylon cinnamon contains something called proanthocyanidins. I know that's a big word, but I want you to think of them as micro scrub brushes.
It's a perfect analogy. You see, arterial plaque is held together by a kind of protein glue. If you can break that glue, the plaque starts to crumble and wash away. Ceylon cinnamon targets that glue. Our research showed that just half a teaspoon can reduce the sludge in your blood. Those triglycerides by 30% after a meal. It's like cleaning the dishes while you're still eating.
But again, the temperature rule applies. Do not boil your cinnamon. If you heat it above 180 degrees, You kill those scrub brushes. Let your oatmeal cool down for 2 minutes, then stir in your half teaspoon. And here's a tip: add a tiny drop of vanilla extract. Vanilla helps the cinnamon penetrate the arterial walls much deeper. It's a delivery system that makes the scrub brush work twice as fast.
Now let's talk about number 3, and this is the one that makes my patients smile: raw cacao nibs. Now we aren't talking about a sugary Hershey's bar here. We are talking about the pure, unprocessed heart of chocolate. Dr. Hinohara, when we saw the scans of people eating these nibs, the arteries didn't just open, they actually became elastic again, didn't they?
It was like watching a miracle. Ben, as we age, our arteries tend to get stiff and brittle, like an old garden hose left out in the sun. But raw cacao is the highest source of flavonoids on the planet. These molecules stimulate your body to produce nitric oxide. I call nitric oxide arterial WD-40. It takes that stiff, brittle pipe and makes it flexible and springy again.
And the numbers back it up. A Harvard study of over 20,000 people found a nearly 40% lower risk of heart attack in those who ate these cacao flavonoids. In our lab, we saw seniors over 60 show better results than the younger folks. It proves that it is never too late to turn back the clock on arterial aging.
The secret is to add 2 tablespoons of raw cacao nibs to your oats. But they must stay raw. If you cook them, you destroy 70% of the medicine. Add them at the very end when the oatmeal is warm, not hot. And here is a healthier daily absorption hack. Combine them with a few blueberries or a squeeze of lemon. The vitamin C protects those flavonoids so they can reach your heart at full strength.
We've relaxed the pipes, repaired the lining, scrubbed the glue, and oiled the hinges. But now we are getting to the heavy hitters. Number 2 is a fruit that has a compound so powerful, pharmaceutical companies have actually tried to copy it and turn it into a prescription drug.
We are talking about pomegranate arils. We're going to show you how these red jewels can actually reverse blockages that have been building up for 30 years.
Before we reveal the jewels, I have a question. Have you ever noticed that your fingers or toes feel cold even when it's warm outside? That's a sign your WD-40 levels might be low. Type flow in the comments if you're ready to get that circulation moving again. All right, we are entering the heart of the lab now. We are at number 2, pomegranate arils. Now, Dr. Hinohara, in my 21 years in the ER, I've seen many miracle claims. But when I saw the 3-year study from the Israel Institute of Technology, it actually stopped me in my tracks. They took folks with severe blockages, I'm talking about the kind that usually leads straight to a surgery table, and they gave them pomegranate.
The results were unprecedented. Ben, while the group that didn't eat pomegranate saw their blockages get 9% worse every year, the pomegranate group saw their plaque shrink by 30% in just 1 year. By the 3rd year, some of them had cleared over 1/3 of their dangerous blockages just by eating these red jewels. This isn't just prevention. Ben, this is reversal.
And it works because of a very special enzyme inside the pomegranate. Think of it like a plaque-dissolving solvent. It goes after the oxidized cholesterol, the sticky kind, and it breaks it down so your body can actually flush it away. I tell my patients to put half a cup of fresh pomegranate seeds on their oats every single morning.
But you must use the fresh arils, not the bottled juice from the shelf. The medicine is inside the juice and the seed. When you chew the seeds, you release punicic acid, which lowers arterial inflammation by nearly 50%. It's like putting a cooling balm on your pipes. And here is the absorption secret. Add a tiny teaspoon of raw honey. The natural enzymes in the honey act like a protective shield that helps the pomegranate survive your stomach acid so it can reach your arteries at full strength.
Now we have reached the pinnacle. Number 1, freshly ground hemp hearts. Out of all 83 foods we tested, this was the absolute heavyweight champion. Dr. Hinohara, when we looked at the arterial scans of folks over 65 who added these to their oats, we didn't just see the plaque moving. We saw something that most doctors thought was impossible. We saw new vessels forming, didn't we?
It is called angiogenesis, Ben. It is like the body is creating its own natural bypass. The hemp heart contains a very rare fatty acid called GLA. Think of it like a master key. It unlocks a chemical in your body that is the most powerful anti-inflammatory substance a human being can produce. It literally dissolves the sludge in your blood and triggers your body to build new healthy paths for the blood to flow.
And the numbers are staggering, a 73% reduction in arterial inflammation in just 8 weeks. But you must follow the hemp rule. Just like the flax seeds, you have to grind them fresh. If you buy them pre-ground, they lose 60% of their power before you even open the bag.
The dose is 3 tablespoons. Add them when the oatmeal is warm, around 120 degrees, not boiling. This preserves the delicate repair proteins. When you mix these with the other 5 ingredients, you aren't just eating breakfast anymore. You are performing a daily arterial restoration. You are cleaning the pipes, repairing the lining, and building a new highway for your heart.
It is the most powerful heart-saving super meal on the planet. I've seen folks who were out of breath just walking to the kitchen start walking miles again after 2 months of this oatmeal reset. You are taking your life back 1 spoonful at a time.
But Ben, we have to show the family how to put this all together. We need to give them the artery-clearing road map so they know exactly what to do when they wake up tomorrow morning.
Before we give you the final roadmap, I have a question. Have you ever felt a flutter in your chest or felt short of breath lately? If you're ready to start the hemp heart habit tomorrow, type reverse in the comments. Let's start the healing together. All right, we have reached the finish line. We've gone through the artery-saving 6. We've talked about the WD-40 cacao, the scrub brush cinnamon, and the natural bypass of the hemp hearts. But Dr. Hinohara, I know some folks at home are looking at their pantry right now and thinking, Ben, how do I actually do this without making a mess of my morning?
It's much simpler than it sounds. Ben, I want to give the family a step-by-step artery reset so they can start tomorrow morning. Think of this as your morning maintenance routine for your heart. Step 1, cook your plain oats as usual. And this is the golden rule. Once they are cooked, wait 3 minutes. We need that temperature to drop to about 140 degrees so we don't kill our living medicine. Step 2, while you wait, grab your coffee grinder. Give 2 tablespoons of flax seeds and 3 tablespoons of hemp hearts. A quick 5-second buzz. Fresh is everything. Step 3, stir in your golden paste. That's your 1 teaspoon of turmeric mixed with black pepper and a little coconut oil. Step 4, add your flavor healers, the half teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon and 2 tablespoons of raw cacao nibs. Step 5, top it all off with your half cup of pomegranate arils and a tiny drizzle of raw honey.
When you look at that bowl, you aren't looking at breakfast. You are looking at a cardiovascular super tonic. You are addressing every single part of your arterial health in one sitting. You're lowering your blood pressure, You're scrubbing away that glue and you're literally helping your body grow new ways for blood to reach your heart.
I tell my patients, don't be discouraged by the years. Your arteries didn't clog overnight and they won't clear in a day. But if you give your body these 6 tools every single morning, you will feel the difference. You'll find that you have more get up and go. You'll notice that your head feels clearer because more blood is reaching your brain. You are giving your heart the gift of a second chance.
It's about living with freedom. It's about not being afraid of the next doctor's visit or the next flight of stairs. We've seen the scans, we've seen the research, and most importantly, we've seen the real-life seniors who have turned their health around using these 6 pantry heroes.
My friends, I am over 100 years old, and I still treat my body with this kind of respect every single morning. Your body wants to heal, it just needs the right instructions. Tomorrow morning, when you stand in your kitchen, you have a choice. You can have a boring breakfast, or you can have a heart-saving miracle.
If today's guide gave you a sense of hope or a plan to protect your future, please hit that like button. It helps us reach other folks who are doing everything right but still feel stuck. And if you want to stay on this journey with us, hit subscribe. We are here to be your partners in a long, vibrant life.
Our final question for today. Which of these 6 ingredients was the biggest surprise to you? Was it the chocolate, the hemp? Tell us in the comments. We love hearing from our Healthier Daily family.
Stay hopeful, keep those pipes clean, and we'll see you in the next video.
God bless your heart, everyone.